Welcome to the Women Who Hunt podcast, a space where we share real stories from the field, celebrate women in the outdoors and inspire the next generation of hunters. From first-time adventures to lifelong pursuits, this is where passion and community meet. The Women Who Hunt podcast is proudly supported by Gun Traders Australia, Australia's trusted marketplace for hunters and shooters. Visit guntraders.com.au and be part of the community, as well as the Hunting Australia Facebook group, the country's leading online hunting and outdoors community, bringing together over 100,000 passionate hunters who live and breathe the hunting lifestyle. Hunting Australia is now officially a club you can join. Join today at huntoz.com.au and use the discount code GUNTRADERS to receive 10% off your membership. Now, let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to the Women Who Hunt podcast. In our last episode, I sat down with Charli VanDeelen, and what an incredible response we've had. Listeners loved hearing her talk about growing up in a hunting family. It's been amazing to see how many of you connected with Charli's story, and it shows how powerful these conversations can be. Today we're keeping that momentum going with another young woman whose journey is equally as inspiring. Lucy is the daughter of Thornton Hunting and Outdoors. At just 16, she's a hunter, a target shooter, and already on her way to becoming a diesel mechanic. She helps out in the family store, spends as much time in the outdoors as she can, and she's also a big fan of the Dusty Diamond Western wear, a brand she supports and helps with whenever she can. Lucy's story is one of hard work, passion, and determination, and I can't wait for you to hear it. Thank you so much for joining us today, Lucy.
That is perfectly fine, Carly. Thank you for having me.
So, can we just start by telling everybody a little bit about yourself and your earliest memories of your outdoors?
My earliest memories of my outdoors are probably with my auntie. We would just go camping with mum and stuff, and I would just love being able to have that time outside of a normal environment.
Yep. So a lot of it was done with mum and auntie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where would you guys go?
I can't exactly remember. It was like very early on, but we would pretty much go wherever we had the space to be.
Yep. Tents and all of the works, or what were you camping in?
We would tents, flags, the whole lot.
So good. And do you remember your first time hunting or shooting, and what was that like?
My first time hunting and shooting was with my stepdad,
Yep.
my dad. And it was at my nan and pop's property, and me and dad basically, we call it bunny busting. We just go out and we do like a spotlight, and we just went out and had time together and shot some bunnies.
And that was the first time you'd been out hunting?
Yes.
Yeah. And did you get anything the first time you went out?
Yes, we did actually. I got my first bunny, and I think I got about 4 or 5 that night.
Oh man, that's awesome. What were you shooting?
I was shooting Dad's little 22.
Yeah, nice. And had you done much target shooting and stuff before that?
We did a little bit, but nothing like big. I'm more just, Dad would just put like a target on a tree and I would just shoot at it.
And what made you want to keep going with it?
I think just the feeling of knowing I had control over something, it just really made me want to keep going with that, and it just gave me that, it just excited me to do it as something I enjoy doing.
Yeah. And did that lead into your target shooting?
I haven't done much target shooting, but the target shooting I have done, I absolutely loved it. I would go out with my Uncle Zach and Dad, and I loved it, and I literally ran laps around the boys. I would get every single one, and there's a video of that Uncle Zach filmed of me getting like 30 or 40 in a row.
That is awesome. I love that you've run rings around the boys. That's so cool. And was that with the 22 as well?
Yes.
Yep. Yep. So that's your go-to rifle?
Yeah, I actually got a 22 for one of my birthdays, so it's definitely been my go-to.
Yeah, nice. What brand?
A CZ.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Timber
Yes.
stock?
Yes, it's such a beautiful stock. It's got like the texturing on your shoulder bit and your handle.
Oh, oh, nice. So good.
Yeah.
So what do you enjoy most about the shooting side of things? Is it like a challenge or
I
competition or the focus, or what is it that keeps you going back to the shooting?
obviously like the competition and the challenges are fun, but I like that it gives me something to focus on. It's only me and the rifle in that position. Nothing else is worrying me. It's just us.
Yep, yep. You and the target?
Yeah.
Yep. So do you prefer time at the range or time out in the bush hunting, or are they like a bit of a different experience for you?
For me, they're a bit of a different experience. I've definitely gained a bigger connection with hunting like out in the bush and stuff. That's definitely my go-to.
Yep. And have you got a favourite story or a memory that you want to share with the guys of a hunt or a range day or both?
Mine would actually probably be quite recently, a month or two ago, maybe more. I went out on a camping hunting trip with my dad and my uncle Zach,
Yep.
and basically just went out to a property and he had like a goat problem, so we were just there to help him with that.
Yep.
And I got my first head, and I'm getting it put up on my wall.
Oh my gosh. Are you doing full taxidermy or are you doing the Euro mount?
No, we're just getting its antlers put up.
So cool. You have to make sure you send me some
Yes,
photos of that.
I definitely will.
um, so with your hunting, so talk me through getting that goat. Like what was the day like? What was the setup like? What talk me through it. Talk everyone through it like so we can see it through your eyes.
It was actually like a really beautiful day. It was nice and sunny. There was barely any clouds out. And we woke up that morning and we saw like a bunch just down at the bottom of the paddock because they were camping up near like a little shack they had.
Yeah. So you've gone out, the three of you?
We've got, yeah, all three of us. We just went out and we like stood up out of our tents and it was just riddled with goats. And then Dad's like, "Do you want to get your first head?" And I was so happy. I was beside myself. And then we were like, so we set up, we leant on an old fence post. And I had Dad next to me on a barrel, like an old drum that had fell over.
Yep.
And then he said that there's some on the left and there's some on the right. And then he goes, "Choose which one you want." And I chose it. And then it took a minute. And then me and Dad do a thing where we take 3 breaths before we pull a trigger or before we think about pulling the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
So I took my 3 deep breaths and then I hit it and I got it straight away and it just fell.
So was it a billy or a nanny?
It was a billy.
Oh, what colour?
He was he had mainly brown, but then he had a few black spots on his um back legs and his front legs.
Yep. So he's hit the dirt.
Yes.
Yep. First go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
So was
then
he? So
we
yep.
we drove the truck down after it, and then we've found it, and then I got a photo of me and Dad like pulling it to where it wasn't like in the trees and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So talk me through. You've lined the shot up. So is it broadside? Like was it just sitting there stationary, eating grass? Like what's the billy doing as you're taking your 3 breaths?
They were slowly catching on to us as we were starting to look around and like trying to figure out where we were.
Yep.
And then he was like stuck his head up and he's looked straight at me and then I hit him between his chest.
Oh, so straight on.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's impressive. So
Mm.
he's kind of winded you, and you're like, all right, I've got to do something.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd like just blown out my third breath and he's looked at me and I've just gone, "Yep," and I've pulled the trigger.
And what distance away do you reckon you would have been?
It weren't very far away because we managed to sneak up on them quite a bit. Like we've gone through a couple of fences to get near them.
Yeah.
But a yard or two.
Oh, wow. So proper close.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then, so he's gone down. Did anyone else take a shot on any of the other herd, or is it just like, nah, this is Lucy's show, we're just doing that?
Me and Dad were together, and then we had Uncle Zach sit down. Like, so the fence goes really far across. So me and Dad were on the high end, and then Zach was on the lower end, so that when they ran, he could get a shot as well.
Yep.
So then we've shot my billy, and then they've kind of like freaked out because they weren't too sure what was happening because they couldn't see where we came from.
Yep.
And then they've all just like bleed everywhere. And then Zach got one, but he got its leg, so it managed to like keep going away.
Yeah. So then so then what, you've had to chase that one that's been hit but not just wounded but not mortal.
Yeah, we had to look for it, but we couldn't find it. And then later on in our hunting trip, we found it because we found another herd, and then there was one that looked like it was limping, and then Zach's looked at it through his Ranger,
yep.
And then he's seen the bullet wound in its like half.
So then he's finished it.
Yeah.
Yep. So talk us through. So you've got yours down, you've piled in the ute, and you've driven over there. And what's happening inside of your brain? What's your heart doing? What's your mind doing? What does that look like while you're sitting in the car driving over to get your first?
Honestly, beside myself, I was so pleased, and like Dad was like, "You just did that. You've got that." And I was so happy with it. And then we're driving over there, and Dad's like, "Are you going to finish it? Like, are you going to skin it? Are we keeping its legs? Whatever." Because we kept their back legs if they were good enough.
Yep.
And then I was like, "Yeah, I'll like finish it. Like, I got it, so it's my turn to finish it." And I was so happy with it. And then me and Dad like pulled it away, and then we did it on the spot because it was a really big billy and we didn't have the space to be able to take it back.
Yep.
So we've like took its back legs and we put them in the esky that was on the truck and whatnot. And then we basically, it sounds bad to say, but we like decapitated it so that we could keep its horns.
Yep. Yep. So you've got the whole skull with you so that you can do what needs to be done back at camp.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice. Did you do back straps as well as back legs?
Yes, we did back straps. We did the back straps so that we could put them in the yabby pots.
Yeah, okay.
And then there was one night when we were out there, Dad cooked we got some back straps that day.
Yep.
And Dad cooked the back straps over a fire and they tasted so good.
Oh, just straight over the fire, nothing else, just pure goat backstrap?
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Nice.
And then some like veggies.
Yep.
It was really good.
And so when you've got back to camp, did you do the gutless method when you were field dressing the goat, or did you take the guts out and then deal with the meat?
We took the guts out first because we were going to try and keep the skin and turn it into a rug.
Yep.
But the skin wasn't intact enough for us to be able to do that. It was really like matted and stuff. So then we didn't, and then we just cut his back legs off. And we had a look at the front legs for the yabby pots as well, but they weren't there wasn't enough meat on them.
There's not much meat on those shoulder blades on the front shoulders, is there, with the goats?
No, there never is. But then we cut the back legs off and we took its skull, and then we sat the skull over an ant's nest while we were there so that the ants could start eating away the meat that was inside of it.
And how far through the skull did the ants get?
They got all the way in. Like, we put it there that morning.
Yep.
And by lunchtime, it was riddled with ants. We would like walk around the campsite and found like a big ants pile, because there was this really big one. It was like a basketball size, and then we've just sat it on top basically, and then we'll let it eat as much as it could out. And obviously it didn't get it all. We weren't up there for long enough.
Yeah.
But then we've just put it in like the side of the trailer when we went home. And then we've brought it home and it's sitting on an ant's nest and a little bit buried in the ground so that all the grubs and stuff can eat it, the rest of the meat out.
So even that's not going to waste. It's feeding the ants and the grubs. So it's not just being thrown away and wasted. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like later that night we saw like foxes and stuff eating the rest of the carcass that we had left there. So none of it goes to waste. It all continues in its circle of life, basically.
I love that. So how many nights were you out there for?
I'm pretty sure it was 3.
Yeah.
3 nights, 4 days.
So campfire sitting in a night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Campfire. I had my iPad with music on it that Dad wanted to listen to. And then on the last night, actually, we saw a baby goat and we were going to bring it home because it seemed to be abandoned, but it wasn't. So we just left it there.
Okay, so talk me through, what would you have done if said goat had have been abandoned? Now, what does that look like at home then?
Dad was happy. Like, it took a lot of convincing me to do to Dad, like, everything. Uncle Zach was like, no, we're not bringing it home. It's not coming home. And then Dad was like, and I said to Dad, my little sister Torvi, she's really wanted a puppy for ages. And I go, well, you won't get Torvi a puppy so we can bring home a baby goat. And then before we left for that hunting trip, Torvi was like, can you bring me home a fox? And I was like, I'm not too sure about that one, but I'll see what I can do. And I used that on Dad as well. I was like, we're not bringing home a fox so we can bring home a goat.
Yeah, Torvi's asked for it. Like, how can you deny her?
How can you say no to her?
So do you reckon Dad would have brought the goat home for her?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe a challenge for next time, yeah? I'm just imagining your mum's face come pulling the driveway and it's like, Mum, surprise! We've got another mouth to feed for you.
We cared for it for a couple of hours before we saw a herd and we just let it put it near the herd and let it wander off with them.
Yeah.
But it would just follow me around the campsite. Like, Dad's got a video of me walking and it's just following me.
Oh, man, that's so cool. So was it a little boy or a little girl, do you know?
We're actually not too sure because when we found it, like, its umbilical cord was still fresh. Like, it was only a maximum an hour old.
So it was brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool that you were prepared to bring it home. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But equally cool that it found its herd and went back to its where its family was.
Yeah.
So how often do you guys go out hunting like that? How regular is that?
Well, that was my first proper one with Dad. That's the only proper one I've been on.
And it was just
like I've done like day trips and stuff with him, but I've never had overnight, like multiple days ones.
Yeah. So do you reckon you'd do it again?
Yes.
Yeah. Got to convince Mum to go too, though. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So I'm just thinking about all of the stuff that you've got on your plate at the moment. So you're juggling school and you're doing your diesel mechanic apprenticeship. Now you're starting to do the hunting stuff and you're helping at Thornton Hunting and Outdoors. How do you make all of that work? How do you fit all of that in?
Well, I haven't got the apprenticeship yet, but I'm very close to getting it, so I'm trying to like stick my neck out for that. But I do that every Wednesday through the school, and then if Auntie Kirsty like calls me and was like, I need your help this weekend, I like clear my schedule straight away for her. If I've got plans, I don't anymore. Like, I've put her as one of my priorities.
All right, so who's Auntie Kirsty? Tell us about Auntie Kirsty.
Auntie Kirsty is the owner of the Dusty Diamonds Western Wear, and she does a phenomenal job at what she does.
And so you're helping her out?
Yeah.
And what does that look like? What does helping Auntie Kirsty look like for you?
So for me, helping Auntie Kirsty looks like I go up and I'll spend either 2 or 3 days with her, or I'll spend longer with her.
Yep.
And when a rodeo or an event comes up, I go with her and I help her set up her stall for Dusty Diamonds.
So you're out actually doing, like, you're in the rodeo precinct and you're setting all of the stands up and all of that sort of stuff with her?
Yeah.
Oh, how cool is that? So we're just going to
Yes.
give a shameless plug. Come and tell us about some of the stuff that Dusty Diamonds have.
So Dusty Diamonds has jeans and they have the bedazzled bums and pockets on them. They sell multiple like other brands. They've got like Wrangler, all of that.
Yep.
And then she actually like makes her own shirts. Like she buys shirts and she'll make her own brands on them. She does everything handmade. Everything she sells is handmade and she does a really good job at them. She's got like the handmade bracelets, rings, everything, and they're really good quality for considering she makes them herself.
Yeah, that's awesome. And do you get like a bit of a sense of accomplishment that you're helping her out and you're learning as you're doing it?
Yes, it does, because I also haven't seen Auntie Kirsty in a couple years, and now just being able to rebuild that bond with her also, it just feels amazing.
That's pretty cool. So switching gears back to your hunting and your shooting, um, do your friends know that that's what you do?
Yes, they do.
And how do they react?
At first, they were like, "What? What are you on about?" Because when I first moved to Francis, me and Dad hadn't gone hunting in a while, so it wasn't like the first thing I was telling people.
Yep.
But then when I did, I would like post a story or something of me and Dad, and then everyone would be like, "What the hell? Like, why?" I've had a few family members be like, old family members, like from the past, be like, "Ew, that's weird. I don't like that." And then me and Mum basically were just like, "It's our life. It's how we're doing it. Like, you don't have to agree with it, but it's how we do it."
Yep.
And then I've had a fair few friends that are like, "I love that." Like, and then they've talked to Dad and was like, "Can I like come with yous one day?" And Dad's like, "Yeah, we just need to bring your parents and stuff with you, and you're more than welcome to."
So it's that community sort of bringing other people, exposing them to that lifestyle sort of stuff.
Yeah, and one of my friends is trying to convince her parents at the moment to get their gun licenses so that she can get her junior's permit.
Fantastic. That's exactly what we need. Because then they can do it as a
Actually,
family as well.
yeah, and we've got like a taxidermy deer head on our wall, basically in our living room. And when people come over, that's like the first thing their eyes go to. They're like, "What the hell is that?" And I go, "It's a deer head. Dad shot it."
So what sort of deer is it?
I could not tell you.
Brown one?
Yeah, a brown one.
So what do you reckon's the biggest lesson hunting or shooting's taught you so far?
Patience. I really struggled with patience, and then having this like being able to like control myself and not jump to things, and like be able to hold myself back and wait for the right moment and not take the moment too soon.
Is that three breath thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. How hard was it to kind of calm yourself as that patience was building?
The first time I was jumping. I was like, I just wanted to like pull the trigger. I'm ready to go. Like I just want to do it.
Yep.
And then I realized that waiting gave me a better accomplishment than jumping did. The longer I waited and timed myself, the better my shot was compared to if I had it just took it on the spot.
Yep. The calculation, the slowness.
Yeah,
Yep. And you can apply that through your whole life.
yeah. I've felt it in my schoolwork. Like when I like can't do something, I just take my moments and I would go slow and I think about it and process it before I do it. I don't just jump to the next thing and forget about that one.
So if you weren't hunting and shooting and dueling and all that stuff, do you reckon you'd have that ability to apply those lessons in your school environment, or do you reckon you'd still be jumping?
No, I reckon I'd still be jumping. I was a very go, go, go person, and then hunting's really made me able to like control my emotions and be able to slow myself down.
That's awesome. So how do you keep improving yourself and setting yourself new challenges? What does that look like for you?
Well, new challenges come about every day, whether it's like figuring out how to fix something or something like that. But Dad and Mum are both my two big inspirements for that. They're always like, I know you can do this, you've got this. And like with footy majorly, Dad's always pushing me. Like he goes like, I know you can do that. Like, and then it encourages myself to be able to take that next step.
Yeah.
And I've just been able to face more challenges knowing that I have supporters around me.
That big network of people that are kind of like on the sidelines cheering you on, your cheer squad.
Yeah.
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 So where do you see yourself going with hunting and shooting in the future?
I'm not too sure. I definitely want to make my family, when I'm older, be a part of it. I don't just want it to like fade. But I definitely want to keep hunting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is some of that bringing Torvi along with you?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. She's got a little ways to go there,
And
hasn't she?
yeah, I can't wait for us to be able to have like big group trips where it's like Dad, me, Ollie, Torvi, Alex, and all that. But Alex is very many years off yet.
Alex has got a little bit of growing to do. I think he's got to accomplish walking yet first, doesn't he?
He's actually almost got walking.
Oh, man, it happens so quickly. So if there was another young woman listening to this that was curious about hunting or shooting and didn't know where to start, what advice would you give them?
I would, as like basic as it's going to sound, I would say go for your safety course. As Thornton Hunting Outdoors, we do provide our safety courses, but that is your first step, and not being afraid to take that first step is the biggest thing, because being afraid is just going to hold you back more than you need.
Yeah. So lean into it, take the challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, another shameless plug. I love it. So safety courses at Thornton Hunting and Outdoors. If you're in the area, check them out. Can you see yourself going down that path and teaching others at some point?
Yes, I can.
Yeah? Yeah.
Whether it's my own family that I'm teaching or other people, I do see myself teaching it in some way.
Yeah. Nice. And if you had to sum up what hunting and shooting means to you in just a few words, what would that be?
It feels like therapy to me. It's like just my outlet. It's where I can go and not be worried about anything else.
Yeah, just you and the rifle scope and the target. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Lucy, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your stories. I can't wait to see the response that we get from this. It's just been so inspiring to hear how you've grown up in the outdoors, found your passion for shooting, and you're carving your own path as a hunter and soon to be diesel mechanic apprentice. And for those of you listening, if you'd like to connect further, make sure you check out Thornton Hunting and Outdoors. They're such a great family-run business. And also take a look at Dusty Diamonds. As you've heard, it's a brand that Lucy's hugely supportive of, and one that's really making waves in the outdoor community. And as always, don't forget to follow Women Who Hunt on Facebook and Instagram, and hit that subscribe button from wherever you're listening so that you never miss an episode. We've got plenty more stories to share, and I can't wait to bring you along for the journey.